Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Ramkrishna,
Yes, sir.
please have a seat.
Thank you.
So, as we can see, Ramkrishna, you are from Sikar, Rajasthan,
Yes, sir.
and your optional is agriculture.
Yes, sir.
And you have done your bachelor in electrical and electronic engineering.
Yes, sir.
You are fond of motorcycle touring with friends and
Yes, sir.
volleyball forestry project. Also, you have actively participated in that. So, let me ask you something about this doubling farmers' income in 5 years. Do you think it's realistic?
Sir, the target was 22,
Yes.
so it has not been doubled though.
So, do you think
So-
it is realistic even now?
Yes, sir. In long term, if let's say in the next 10 years, it is very possible.
One of the Niti Aayog members said that if we had implemented those 3 farm laws, then it would have been possible.
Yes, sir.
Now, those farm laws have not been implemented. Do you
Yes,
think
sir.
now it is possible?
Sir, it is possible because of the government policies. If we take slowly, if the states take. States can also take those initiatives, sir, if they want to. They can also attract the contract farming. They can also promote the food processing industry. By that way, the income of the farmers will also increase. They can also increase the integrated farming system. The input cost can lead to, they can reduce the input cost, let's say, by providing subsidies, etc. So in
Subsidies are already there. So, already high fertilizer subsidies there.
Mhm.
So, in fact, we should move away from the subsidy regime now.
Mhm. And also, sir, the second thing is related to the intermediaries in the agriculture sector.
But that was what the 3 farm laws were trying to do. That the Arthiyas were getting removed from in between.
Also, the technology we are implementing now, let's say the INAM technology, we are that is somehow providing more remunerative benefit to the farmers. Also, the government is focusing on the ancillary activities, sir. For example, the dairy sector, the beekeeping. That is also will help the farmers
Okay.
to increase
Alright.
their income. Yes.
Now, tell me, why data localization is necessary?
Because this is our private data, so it should not be misused without our personal consent. So it is a right to privacy, sir. That is why we need localization.
So, one is right to privacy, and any other reason? Give me at least 2 more reasons why data localization is necessary.
Sir, it can be misused by the foreign countries. It can be misused by the corporates.
Okay. So, foreign surveillance
Yes, sir.
and
That is
misuse.
possible.
One more reason.
Also, sir, the behavioral tracking that is done by the corporates of the people. So we also want to stop that.
All right. What about law enforcement agency?
Yes, sir.
If they want to have, if there is a crime and then so they must have recourse to the
Yes.
local data.
Yes. Thank you.
Now, what is the difference between AM and FM? Since you are electronics engineer, what is AM and FM?
It is, sir. One is frequency modulation.
Correct. So, what is the improvement over amplitude modulation? Difference between the two?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Ashok ji.
What are unicorns? Unicorns are talked about very much these days.
These are the companies which have valuation above $1 billion.
So how do you evaluate their valuation? Find out their valuation. They are not listed companies.
Sorry, sir. I do not know exactly how they are evaluated.
How many unicorns does India have till today?
Sorry, sir. I do not know about.
The 100th unicorn has been formed only today. It has been reported.
Thank you, sir.
Did you join Forest Service? You were selected in it?
Sir, I have taken EOL.
So you joined and on leave, not yet posted anywhere. No. Now tell me, what are deemed forest?
Sir, I am unable to recall it.
Okay. Now, cases in judiciary, there is heavy pendency there. 4.8 crore cases are pending all over the country, and large number of them in the lower court, large number of them lying for decades.
Yes.
Recently, a conference was held in which Prime Minister and CJI both participated.
Yes, sir.
What did PM suggest in that conference?
Sir, Prime Minister, one thing that I listened, he suggested that the laws, the absolute laws, there is a plethora of laws So that should be curtailed. For example, the central government earlier has eliminated around 1700 laws. So that was one suggestion he gave to the states.
And
Also, secondly, he also suggested that the local language should be utilized in the courts,
in the courts.
in the particularly in the lower courts. So these were two suggestions I had in that conference, sir.
Did he say anything about under trials?
Sorry, sir, I don't know about it.
Okay, now what comes to your mind to that should be done to actually bring down the number of cases?
Sir, one important thing is that, sir, more than 65%, around 66% cases are related to the government. The government is the major litigation, and one major cases are related to the land disputes, then interdepartmental related disputes. For example, sir, the digitalization of land records, proper titling, then better insider dispute resolution between the departments, better law framing for that. That should be one thing, sir. And along with it, sir, the people, let's say, under trials, they are not getting the required legislative assistance in the form of lawyers. So that should be also given. And also, sir, the capacity of the judiciary should be also increased. The infrastructure, number of judges, and that will also have that the number of cases come down, sir.
Okay, thank you.
So, Ramkrishna, if we consider Indira Gandhi Canal in Rajasthan, is there any demerits according to you?
Yes, sir. One is waterlogging, and second is salinity, and third is invasive species.
Okay. Do you think that choice of crops have been changed after IG Canal introduction of, for example?
Now, sir, rice is cultivated in those regions.
Okay.
That is desert, sandy soil, not suitable for rice. Earlier, they were millets and pulses were oilseeds and were mainly produced. Now that has been marginalized.
So, direct seeding method, will it applicable in Rajasthan, or will it be useful in Rajasthan or not?
Yes, sir. Because the direct seeding method requires less water.
Okay.
And so that is why it will be applicable.
And according to you, is there any need of river linking projects in Rajasthan? What do you think?
Yes, sir. There is current ongoing project, Eastern Canal project.
Okay.
And sir, because there are rivers in Rajasthan and their water gives access. If we transfer it to the deficit regions, it can solve the problem of drinking water, solve the problem of agriculture. So that is it is a good thing to do, sir.
So, अच्छा ठीक है. Can you differentiate between Kigali Amendment and Paris Agreement? What is the basic difference between?
So Kigali Agreement is the subsequent of Montreal Protocol. It is amendment to that. It aims to phase out HFC, hydrofluorocarbon. While the Paris Agreement's main target was to curtail 6 greenhouse gases. So that is the basic difference.
Is there any alternate of HFCs?
Sorry, sir, I don't know.
Olefin.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Ramakrishna,
Yes, sir.
you are a specialist in electrical and electronics engineering.
Yes, sir.
Why did you go in for agriculture as an optional? Did you ever study it in your school or college?
Sir, first time I was appearing when I was appearing for the Indian Forest Service Men's Examination, that time I had taken agriculture subject and I read it. And sir, I found it very connecting because, sir, I was...
Did you prepare it on your own, or did you go to some coaching institute?
Sir, largely I prepared it on my own, sir.
Okay. Your hobby is street play. You participate in street play. That's a very, very sweet hobby, I would say. What are the themes of the plays that you normally participate?
Sir, we used to do street play in our college in cultural festival. And the themes were which we used to choose that affect our students' community. For example, sir, food wastage was one major issue in our college. Secondly, it was water scarcity, so water wastage was also an issue. So we took these two themes in two different events, sir.
What about child marriages, which is a evil, social evil in Rajasthan?
Yes, sir.
And today's Akshaya Tritiya, today is considered to be
Yes, sir.
the day. Was it today or yesterday? Today. Do you know the significance of this day in Rajasthan?
Yes, sir. It is the day. It is considered very auspicious from the point of marriages. So,
For
God
child
approves-
marriages
approves
also?
all. Yes, sir. Too many
Is child marriage illegal or legal?
I think it is illegal, sir. But
It is illegal.
I will need to read more on it, sir. I don't know.
Okay, you must know. You are
Yes.
from Rajasthan.
Yes.
Okay. What is the role of artificial intelligence in GPS? You know GPS, Global Positioning System.
Yes, sir.
What is the use of artificial intelligence? Any idea?
Sir, the artificial intelligence, I can take the example of how the Ola, Uber, they are using it. They can find, using the artificial intelligence, they can find they are also using GPS. But with the artificial intelligence, sir, they can tell us the shortest route. So I think that is one use of it.
Can you cite any other example of artificial intelligence and its use in our day-to-day life?
Sorry, sir.
Okay, no issue. No, agriculture is optional.
Yes.
You must be knowing something about Food Security Act
Yes, sir.
and the penalty that the act carries. Are you aware of the penalty?
Yes, sir.
What is the purpose of this act? Objective?
Its objective is to ensure the right to food, sir. That the two-thirds of the Indian population should get the food, so that there is no one should
Starvation.
Yes, sir.
So, considering the existing scenario, world war is also around the corner,
Yes, sir.
and population is also increasing. Don't you think that India should go in for a second green revolution?
Sir, very, very essential, sir, because the present day, the agriculture that we are doing, particularly in those areas where the green revolution was successful, they are highly environmentally not sustainable. They are degrading the soil. And so if we keep on doing long term, it is not sustainable, sir. And in another areas where the green revolution was not successful, in those areas, the food production is not that much. So we need a second revolution in the form of evergreen revolution, as MS Swaminathan has said. That will
what
be
are the regions would you recommend for this? It was not applicable in South India. It was confined only to Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, North Indian states, and the only crop that was covered was wheat.
Yes, sir.
Why can't we cover rice also and include South India?
Sir, rice, I think, was also part of it, of the green revolution, sir.
Mostly wheat.
Because sir, this region, the wheat, they are major wheat producing region, and it was successful in this region only. That is why wheat, the growth became more, sir. Thank you.
Ramkrishna,
Yes, ma'am.
what are the qualities which you possess which make you a fit civil servant?
Ma'am, first thing that I have taken a conscious decision that my aim would be to serve the people, to serve the society. Secondly, ma'am, I think that I possess the leadership skill. I have done in the past, particularly in the familial forestry. I can take people along. I can listen their grievances, find out the solution. And thirdly, ma'am, also coming from the technical background, if I can use it in that sense, so that would be also add on to my.
How could the technical background help?
Ma'am, it provides me that critical thinking, the problem-solving approach, and so because we used to do a lot of projects in the college, a scientific temper that it develops over the years. I think that would be utilized in the administration now.
Okay. You said amongst your hobbies and interest is a forestry project.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
were the coordinator for that. What exactly was that?
Ma'am, it is a concept called familial forestry. that has been developed by Mr. Shyam Sundar Jaini. He received the Land for Life Award under the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. The idea is that, ma'am, to make the plant a member of the family. Like we take care of the family member, we should also take care of the plant. And that happens when ma'am, we emotionally connect one plant to the family member. Let's say, ma'am, if the Unacademy is organizing the event, last day when this interview session, all the interviews will be over, that day if we simultaneously plant one tree here in the when it symbolizes this year interview process, then people will be emotional to take care of it. The Unacademy will be taking care of it. Similarly,
So it
during,
is a kind of an afforestation program
Ye-
that you are talking of.
yes, the idea is to not only to increase the green cover, ma'am. The idea is to raise the environmental awareness in the families, ma'am,
Okay.
particularly in the young generation.
Okay. So desertification has been increasing or decreasing in Rajasthan?
It is increasing, ma'am.
It is increasing.
Yes, ma'am.
How is it increasing?
It is because of the reasons, ma'am, that the grasslands, due to the climate change, the grasslands are getting destroyed, ma'am.
Is it increasing or it is shifting?
It is shifting towards eastward, ma'am.
Hmm.
And the reason for its shift is because of the degradation of the Aravallis, ma'am.
Hmm.
Also, now agriculture is also leading to degradation of it, ma'am.
But the network of canals that has been brought to the Thar Desert,
Mhm.
that is greening of the Thar Desert.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you say? Overall, it is increasing or decreasing?
Ma'am, I would
Need
read
to
more
look
about
into it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Now, in Rajasthan, you know, it is often said, Padharo Mare Desh. Yes?
Mhm.
So, how would you describe this to somebody who's not familiar with Rajasthan
Mhm.
and you want tourism to increase in Rajasthan? So, how would you handle this?
Ma'am, the Padharo Maharadesh idea is, ma'am, that, ma'am, the respect for the guest, it is called Atithi, so it is very high. We see in the movies all that when people come to the tourists, they are welcomed by flowers, etc. And there is huge scope of tourism in Rajasthan, ma'am, because it has many historical heritage, forts, temples, mosque, everything is there. Then, ma'am, it also have natural beauty. It have desert.
No. How will you do it?
Ma'am,
You are given this task.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I would like to increase the infrastructure facilities, the hygiene in the all the existing.
Okay. Okay. My last question. What do you know about the Saraswati River, the mythical river?
Ma'am, it was used to flow in the western part of the Rajasthan.
Hmm.
But now it is said that it is flowing underground. So,
How is it said?
sorry, ma'am, I don't know.
Satellite images. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so Ramkrishna, we'll take you back to the waiting room for a few moments. We'll bring you back.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a seat, Ramkrishna. So first of all, tell us, when is your interview due?
It is on 10th May.
10th May. So you have about 8 days, 7 days with you. 1 week is there. Okay. This is the first time you are appearing at the civil services interview?
No, sir. Last time also.
Last time it was civil services interview. How many marks did you get?
168.
168. And Indian Forest Service, how many marks did you get?
165.
165. That was out of 250.
300.
300. Yeah, 165. 300. Okay. So how do you think you assess your performance at today's mock interview?
Sir, I think I was not much aware of the current affairs.
Okay.
Also, some questions I did not know.
Okay. So, Mr. Ramkrishna, I'm going to first of all tell you what are the areas where you may prepare, then you can come out very well. So, naturally, many questions may be posed to you on Rajasthan.
Yes.
First of all, have a very good knowledge about the agricultural practices,
Yes.
the crops which are sown, the area under each crop, okay, and also the intensity of irrigation. What are the sources of irrigation?
Yes.
What is salinity? What is alkalinity?
Yes.
Alkalinity, that's a gypsum. Salinity, what is the way of reducing salinity. You mentioned about the canal salinity.
Yes, sir.
What is the way?
Organic materials used, sir. One is
No, it is flushing of water.
yes.
You
That
fill
is
up with water.
mechanical method, sir.
Yes. Then electrical and of course, while talking about agriculture, I asked you that question about the 3 farm laws and also the doubling of farmers' income.
Yes.
So that you must understand that what is if they asked you to calculate, because the minimum support price, etc., and there is a commission for calculation the minimum supported price. You must know the methodology.
Yes.
How much amount farmers spends in different categories,
Yes.
inputs and all, because that is your subject optional.
Yes.
And then of course electrical and electronics engineering you should prepare very well. You AMFM you were not able to understand, but you go and I would strongly suggest one book to you, Hindu's book on scientific facts. Just go and read that book. You will get to know almost everything about electronics and electrical there.
Okay.
Such questions which are typical of being asked. You
Yes.
see, what is the use of ionosphere, and what is the mobile phone technology, 5G, 4G, 3G.
Yes.
Any question can be
Yes.
asked on that. Then motorcycle touring with friends, naturally. The places where you have visited with your friends, prepare anything about any particular place where you had gone recently,
Yes.
so that you can ask questions, answer questions. Volleyball and forestry project. Forest, since you have already been selected in the IFS, your expectation would be much higher.
Yes.
So please prepare on forestry very
Yes.
well. So what are Shola forest, what is the sacred grove, and what is the forest area, what is the report of the government of India regarding forest, and so on, what is farm forestry, what is Chipko movement, and so many things about connected with forestry.
Yes.
Then the question about agriculture, one more aspect which I wanted to tell you was about fertilizer. You said that the subsidy, we should increase the subsidy to, now subsidy is already very high in respect of this, and top it all, 6,000 rupees subsidy is given by the, from the
Yes.
center to each farmer.
Yes.
So one will have to find out other methods and to find out. Now fertilizer subsidy, a question may be asked whether the fertilizer subsidy is sent to the farmer directly or it is through some other source. Are you aware about it?
It is a 2 type subsidy. One is direct in case of urea, and
Correct.
nutrient based subsidy in case of other fertilizers.
Correct. So how is it routed? Is it DBT in the accounts of the farmers, or otherwise?
Sir, I think it is not DBT.
You read, yeah. So
Yeah,
you
I
read about
I
it.
read about
It is given to the factories who
Yes.
produce the
Directly
fertilizer.
to the-
Yeah. And then the question about unicorn, so their valuation and cases in judiciary. So current affairs and general knowledge. These 2 aspects you should prepare very well.
Yes, sir.
And 7 days is good enough. Don't worry. If you work hard, you can definitely work and read newspaper till the moment you are about to enter the room.
Yes.
There will be a number of newspapers, and I would strongly suggest what you do is that next 7 days prepare paper clippings of all important news which happened in the next 1 week.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and paste them on a piece of paper and make it into a file.
Yes.
Read through it,
Yes.
and particularly on the last day.
Yes.
Start practicing speaking before a mirror. Otherwise, it's okay, it's fine. And when you go for the interview, then wear a suit
Yes, sir.
and shave.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Okay, and then of course the question about many things relating to the general knowledge regarding, for example, Akshat Tritiya. So the date on which the interview is going to be held, which is in your case 10th of May.
Yes, sir.
So 10th of May, if there is any particular relevance of that day, you should know that. And rest, of course, I would like to just mention 1 or 2 more things.
Yeah.
One is that prepare very well on how the district administration in Rajasthan works. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So who are the officers? So there is particular agricultural or district agriculture officer would be there, or deputy director agriculture would be there, whatever name it is called.
Yes.
And what are the role? What is TNV system? And yeah, and then has it resulted or not? Good results. How the farm produce is measured. So I'm sure you are aware about crop cutting experiments.
Yes, sir.
So crop cutting experiments is one way. Then the marketing produce, which comes to the market committees, the mandis,
Yes.
that another way of calculating the produce.
Yes, sir.
So you must know, because anything connected with agriculture, the latest technology, farm equipments which have come, um, which are being used nowadays, and so that technology you should know. And then of course know about the roles of the collector.
Yes, sir.
The district collector, because agricultural officers work in close tandem with the collector
Yes.
in terms of provision of irrigation, water, and power, and agricultural inputs, marketing of produce. So you must know the role of collector.
Yes.
One of the roles is that of revenue administration, which you should know.
Yes, sir.
Understand how the revenue administration works. Since you are already you are in seeker. Are you in? Do you live in rural areas or in proper seeker?
Seeker city.
Seeker. But you can go to one of the district offices, go to a village panchayat and understand how the panchayati raj system works.
Yes.
And understand the role of the collector in magistrate functions also.
Yes.
So, then you must know specific laws and public policies for various types of categories, sectors, women,
Yes.
children,
Yes.
scheduled caste, scheduled tribes,
Yes.
OBCs, and the handicapped, disabled, the senior citizens. And so
Yes.
that you should prepare.
Yes.
Lastly, but not the least, prepare on the foreign affairs.
Yes, sir.
India and its relation with its neighbors, and the world order, Ukraine, Russia. Read constitution
Yes, sir.
to understand the politics. This is about all. If you have any questions, you can ask me.
I was asking about कि सर जनरल मतलब बातचीत का तरीका हो.
अगर वो लोग हिंदी में बात करें आपके साथ, आपको encourage करें, तो आप हिंदी में बात कीजिएगा. अदरवाइज आपका कम्युनिकेशन स्किल थोड़ा सा बीच बीच में लगता है जैसे कि बीच बीच में हॉल्ट करके आ रहा है, रुक रुक के आ रहा है, तो उसको थोड़ा स्मूथ बना लीजिए. और उसकी संभावना तभी है जब आप एक शीशे के सामने खड़े होकर थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिस कर लें कि भाई, ताकि आपकी उसमें रुकावट ना आए, पॉज ना आए, और थोड़ी एनर्जी आनी चाहिए. ठीक है, ये 2-3 चीजें आ जाएंगी तो आपका परफॉर्मेंस बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा. सो प्रिपेयर ऑन दैट. अदरवाइज देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग इन दैट एंड यू कैन डू दैट. ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं हो सकता है. You have the capability, you have the knowledge about agriculture, but prepare on current affairs and general knowledge.
Yes.
और थोड़ा स्मूथ डिलीवरी कर लीजिए.
Yes.
बिल्कुल ठीक हो जाएगा. बिल्कुल पॉजिटिव आउटलुक रखिए, आपको अच्छे मार्क्स मिलेंगे. ठीक है.
Thank you.
ऑल द बेस्ट.
All the best.
Can I take this paper, sir?
ये तो ये आपको इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग मिलेगी.
ठीक है सर.
ये जो वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग है ना,
पूरी
आपको पूरी जो मैंने पूछा है ना, हम सब ने पूछा है, वो सब रिकॉर्डिंग
वीडियो.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
आप ले लीजिएगा, शुभम से बाहर ले लीजिएगा.
Unacademy. Let's crack it.